Her Private Hell. This is a new Nicholas Winding Refn film. It's actually his first full-length feature film in about 10 years. This guy is known for films like Bronson, Drive, Only God Forgives, The Neon Demon. So let's talk about it.
You either have it or you don't.
I am a Nicholas Winding Refn fan. I think he's done a lot of interesting, good work. He's a very singular director. Nobody makes films like him or films that look like his. They're very, very distinct. Do I think that all of his films and TV shows have been winners? No, not necessarily. Sometimes he leans more into the ambiguous. He is also definitely a style over substance kind of director. When I went in to watch his latest film, I had actually seen an interview of him at Cannes Film Festival when this premiered, and he was talking about how he actually had a life-threatening heart disorder that he had to have surgery for in order to save his life, and that really impacted him and gave him the passion to make this film in particular.
And then I suddenly had what is called a leaking heart, which means your blood runs backwards in your heart, and I was dying. And I was given a second chance by God, and I was going to use that chance for something that was going to be good.
Having gone through my own traumatic heart disorder stuff, I went into this like, okay, I'm excited to see what he's done, why this was so important to make. So we have this group of girls that lives in a high-rise apartment complex, and they are all actresses that are in this certain movie. And Sophie Thatcher's dad, he plays the male figure in the group. For a majority of the film, we're kind of in a futuristic metropolis Blade Runner landscape. And then we also have Charles Melton's storyline that kicks in. And basically, he is the American GI that is looking for his daughter that went missing. Also in this futuristic world, there is a mythical entity known as Leatherman that basically is a serial killer. And Refn has stated that this is a very fantastical film set in a fantasy setting, and you can feel that. Whenever you go into a Nicholas Winding Refn film, you don't have to worry about visuals or sound. Those things are all going to be top tier, next level, fantastic. And this film was no exception. It looked incredible. The musical score was fantastic. This is a very operatic film. It's very dramatic, a lot of big emotions, and the musical score absolutely captures that and highlights it and brings it to life. Our two leads in the movie, Sophie Thatcher and Charles Melton, I thought they did a really good job. Sophie's character definitely has some daddy issues as well that plays a lot into the whole concept of the film. Mr. Refn loves a good metaphor, and there are several metaphors in this film. Even some of the characters, I think, are just metaphors. Charles Melton's character, I don't even know if he's actually just in Sophie Thatcher's mind, and she's kind of making him up, but he kind of seems like a metaphor of some type. The reason I say that is because after Sophie has this conversation with her dad, she's kind of grappling with feelings. She goes into his room and picks up a lighter, and it has the name of this soldier on it. And then she kind of closes her eyes and is thinking about it, and then it jumps to Charles Melton's character. So to me, it's kind of in her mind. The simple breakdown of this film, for me anyway, is basically a daughter that is longing for a father that will protect her and protect her innocence, but she doesn't have that. So she basically creates her own version of it in her mind to help her process and get through what she's going through. The issue with this is the ambiguousness of it. There are a couple storylines going on at the same time. Towards the end of the film, yes, you get a little bit of cohesive tissue. There's not enough to really bring this all together and have an impactful, meaningful experience. It's beautiful to look at. Again, it sounds great, but there's not enough meat there to really have a full meal. Now, for me, I am actually a fan of art house films that are pretty ambiguous, and you have to do multiple watches to really get everything and everything to come together. I like those. I see those all the time. This one, though, there was just something off about how everything came together and it didn't quite hit the mark. The thing that I appreciate about his films being released is that you're not going to see another film like them ever. They are distinctly him, and I love that it's his artistic vision, and he just does it. He doesn't care what the audience thinks. He doesn't care what critics think. He doesn't care about any of that. He makes what he wants to make. And being a musician myself and putting out artistry, I appreciate that. I love that he goes for it and does what he wants to do. Does that mean it will always hit the mark? No. I think that some things, just like every artist, are going to hit differently than other things. Regardless, I'm going to continue to look out for any projects that he does. He is a singular voice when it comes to filmmaking and what he creates, and I appreciate that. Overall, guys, if you're a Nicholas Winding Refn fan, definitely check this one out and decide for yourself what you think of this film. If you're not a fan of his, this is not going to win you over. This is not one where you're like, you know what? I'm going to check out the rest of that guy's filmography. Thank you guys so much for always as watching. I appreciate you. Look out for more reviews very soon. I will be going to see Spider-Man Brand New Day on Wednesday, so be on the lookout for my out of theater reaction, and we'll see you then.